Hello, potato. You may be wondering, why are there still Christmas things on the table? It's January. Well, the answer for that is because where I am, it's not January. It's not even Christmas yet. I wasn't planning on doing this video right now, but we got ourselves a special delivery, a Taste of Home special delivery, hashtag TOH special delivery. Which means it's time to record a crate video, because of course, if we're going to do Taste of Home special delivery, we have to also do a loot crate. I don't know what this loot crate is. It could be September, it could be October. I don't think where I am now, I've received the November crate yet, despite the fact it being a week to Christmas. But yeah, I don't know which one this is. It's been around for a little while because I didn't want to open the two that I have in case this showed up, because I need to be able to do this the day it comes in so my wife can have her crate. Because remember, these are hers. She pays for these. These are mine. They can sit around as long as they need to. So unfortunately, in the week that I'm recording this, it was a little rainy. And so this box is a little damp. Hopefully nothing in it is damaged. But yeah, it's been sitting outside. It's not been raining today, but the ground is still wet. And the box has been sitting there for at least 2 or 3 hours. So it did soak up some moisture on the bottom. So I guess we'll start with it so we can get everything at least, you know, drying out. This would be the winter crate for, I guess, technically 2022. Normally this doesn't arrive before Christmas because yeah, normally it's got like kind of spring-oriented stuff in it, despite it being the winter crate, because the spring crate doesn't show up until like well into spring, at which point it's too late to do a lot of spring things. But yeah, let's do this one first. We'll crack into it, see how it fares against Loot Crate from whatever month that is and whatever theme it was. I don't know, I don't even keep track anymore. But let's do our special delivery. So first, we have to rip the pull cord. And ideally, you do that in one motion, but I didn't. So, failure on my part. And then lift the box. And then lift the box. It's stuck, I think, because the cardboard's swollen a little bit. And here we go. And yes, I was correct. It is the winter box, Comfort and Joy. And I think I've just spoiled what the cookbook is. Oh well, we'll put that offside. We're not going to look at that because it spoils everything in here. And the fun of this is looking at everything in here. We will start with our recipe cards, which again are on kind of the cheaper cardstock, but I guess that's just the way it's going to be. I probably should stop saying that because I think this is at least the third time I've said it, meaning it's been over half a year, 3/4 of a year, possibly even a full year. So we'll just stop saying that, but watch, I will forget, and in 3 months I'll say it in that video too. So recipes this month, or this quarter, are caramel tassies. Buttery cookie cups with a smooth caramel filling make a nice addition to a Christmas dessert tray. So maybe that's why, maybe they rushed it out to get it out before Christmas so you could make some caramel tassies for your family. Of course, when you're seeing this video, Christmas is over, and yeah, no point in saying that. Best ever banana bread. As I'm not a fan of banana bread, that wouldn't take very much. But I think my wife is, so she might like this one. Best ever stuffed mushrooms. Well, that is never going to get made in this house. Pepper Parmesan beans. Oh, it's like red. It's like bell pepper though, right? Sweet red pepper, small green pepper. Yeah, not happening here. Pozole. I think I've pronounced that correctly. Ancho chilies, guajillo or pasilla chilies. Boneless pork. Could be good. Could be a good, warm, internally warming winter dish. Slow cooker beef stew. Well, we already kind of do that, but what's there say? Ours is carrots, potatoes, beef, and like some of those seasoning packets. Maybe some Worcestershire sauce and some better than bouillon beef and some stuff. This one's kind of looks like it's just doing it all from scratch. Although they do suggest using some browning sauce. It's optional. But potatoes, carrots, onion, yeah, we don't usually do that. Celery ribs. Cooked celery is not my jam. Flour, beef stew meat, canola oil, tomatoes. I would do tomato sauce, I think. Or tomato paste. And finally, creamy chicken thighs and noodles. That sounds inappropriate. I'm going to get demonetized. Not that it matters, because I don't have enough subscribers to monetize anyways. I think the caramel tassies are probably the best one. The pozole sounds interesting, but I don't see us ever making it. But not bad. Not a bad start. All right, now the items. Now the things we get to rate and rank and decide what is best and what is useful. And starting off, we have Trap the Grease Fat Trapper Replacement Bags. I mean, can be used without... This is actually... Oh, this is meant to go in something. I'm guessing that something's probably not in here because it does say it can be used with or without a container. Not suitable for... I can speak. Not suitable for microwave use. I guess, I mean, I don't reheat my my old fat, so that's not a huge concern for me. When bag is full, full top, fasten with tie that is attached. Dispose of fat trapper. Well, okay, that's, you know, I usually just like pour it in a can, but hey, I mean, it's not a useless thing. But I don't think it's going to rate very high unless this is a really pathetic crate. Which, you know, that could happen. Let's do this big thing. Magnetic measuring spoons from Zule Kitchen. Well, I mean, we have a number of measuring spoons. We actually have one of those magnetic knife racks on the wall that we have them stuck to. So I don't know how necessary this is going to be. But I suppose that's kind of cool that they stick together. I mean, kind of clingy. Can we play the spoons with them? Yeah. I mean, if I knew how to play the spoons properly. The lever is kind of interesting. I've never had a set that came with a lever before, so that's kind of cool. Definitely useful. They're very, very light, very thin. They're not... They feel like I could probably ruin them fairly easily without really trying. So definitely a useful item. Points for that. Not necessarily the highest quality item though, but still useful. Always gotta love useful items. Next is this big thing at the back here. It's another spatula. Again, kind of a plain thing. It's not even like brand. It's Range Clean. It's the same brand as our Trap the Grease Fat Trapper there. Maybe because you're doing your beef or whatever, your bacon, but you're getting the grease out. You want to get this in there. I don't know. It's a spatula though, and spatulas are useful items. Nothing particularly interesting to say about it. It's a spatula. Next up, we have another thing from Dream Farm. We've had Dream Farm stuff before. It was like a mini spoon, which is like a spoon that has like a built-in rest. We've used it a couple times for things. What is this? This is a spreading knife. It's for spreading and cutting. And I think the last Dream Farm item we had was like closed with shoelaces too, which is, I suppose, kind of cool. Kneed, K-N-E-E-D. I guess it's a knife you need. I guess knife for every day. The E's and the D in every day. That's where you get kneed from. Kneed is an everyday knife that cuts, spreads, and will never rust in the dishwasher. Doesn't mean it won't rust anywhere. It just won't rust in the dishwasher. Titanized stainless steel blade is dishwasher safe, will never rust, and has no coating that will chip or flake off. Rounded top edge of blade spreads without tearing up bread and scrapes every last bit from plastic containers without scratching them. All right, I mean, so it has a little cover there. Perfect avocado tool. I don't eat those, so that's not an issue for me. My wife does, so maybe it'll be for her. Cut open your avocado, remove the pip with the sharp side of the blade, then flip kneed over. And won't that damage the blade though? I feel like using the sharp side of a blade on the pit in a avocado is a good way to dull your blade. So, most impressive item as far as I'm concerned so far. Next up, we have a little whisk for Grr. Get it right. Grr.co. It's a whisk. It's metal. It's an interesting color choice. Not the ugliest choice we've ever had, but an interesting one. It's a mini whisk. 8 hardened steel wires for faster whisking. That actually is. Ooh, listen to the sound on that. Probably sound better if I got a plastic bag, but I'm not going to. That does sound like heavier duty than your average whisk. That might get put into use. So far, I'm gonna say that's in second place. Knife, whisk, measuring spoon, spatula. Nothing wrong with a spatula, it's a spatula. Next we have an icing spatula, another spatula from Joey. I wonder, wasn't there like a Joey thing that was supposed to be in the last crate that wasn't there, and so they gave us that like Thanksgiving magazine instead? I wonder if this is this. Although, I mean, the spreading thing fits in with the spreading thing of the knife, so maybe not. But still, it's basically like an offset. No, it's not really an offset, is it? An icing spatula. That's a useful thing. I don't know how useful. We don't make cakes that often. But I don't think we have an icing spatula. I mean, to be fair, it looks like just a straight spatula that somebody has bent. So, I mean, that's not super impressive. But again, I don't think we have a dedicated icing spatula. So, yay. But, I mean, technically, if this is supposed to let you spread things, couldn't it be used for icing? Of course, it's not offset. So, I've answered my own question. All right, next. Oh, now this is something I do like. I like it a lot because we already have something very, very similar to it. It's one of those tin openers, I think, that goes on the... No, maybe not. I was thinking this is the kind that goes over the top of the tin to, and you know, that we don't have like any sort of sharp lip on there, but there's still a lip on the picture there, so maybe not. Maybe this is... It looks like it should go over the top, doesn't it? All right, we're going to look at the little booklet, see what the book says. Because that looks like that goes on top of the tin, but that picture definitely shows the lip still on the tin. What does the little papers say about it? Traditional manual can openers that are heavy and clunky take a backseat to this super smart slimline version. Don't let the size fool you, it's capable of full strength can opening power. Plus the size is perfect for cramped cupboards and tiny kitchens. So it's just a small can opener. All right, well, I'm less impressed with it now. I always thought it was the kind that takes the whole top off the can, because I like those kind. I like it so much I already have one. But it would have been nice to have another one, I guess. Because they don't leave that lip, and then things like tinned ravioli slide out easier because they don't catch. Everything catches on that little lip. That actually looks almost like a pull-top can, doesn't it? Doesn't even look like a can opener lip. That looks like a pull-top lip. Which is nothing, you know, why you don't like the pull-top ones. All right, so before we look at the cookbook, because I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Ooh, that doesn't feel good. So we're gonna rate this. Number 1, the knife. Number 2, the whisk, because that does feel like a pretty heavy-duty whisk. Number 3, we will go with the tin opener. It's not what I was hoping it was when I first saw it, but you know, it's still that Joey brand, and they seem to be a pretty good brand. And you can have, you know, you can always have a spare tin opener. After that, we will go icing spatula. Limited uses, but you know, the thing it's for, it'll work well for. Then our measuring spoons, we already have plenty of measuring spoons. The magnetism is nice. These might stick nicely to the knife bar that we have in there already, so that could be a plus. In fact, they are double-sided. The ones we have in there now are just single-sided, so that could give them a leg up. They do feel very light and not super sturdy, though. The next is a spatula, because it's just a spatula. And in last place, the grease bag, because it's like a tiny barf bag. Not something that we particularly need, because again, you just put the grease in a tin or something, or a bottle. You have something in the trash that you can put it in. Now finally, and this is where I think things are going to be a little potentially iffy, is our book. It's of course on the bottom of the box, which is the part that's wet. And there's different moisture here. Oh yeah, look at that. That got wet, but hopefully we can try it out, put something heavy on it maybe, and it'll be okay. It is 5-ingredient comfort food, down-home goodness that beats the clock. So it's pretty fast things, presumably. We have Cuban breakfast sandwiches, breakfast wraps. We got a whole section of snacks and appetizers. Anything with alouette in it is probably going to be tasty. breads, salads, and side dishes. King Arthur flour, whoopee. Got cheesy wild, oh, that looks good. Cheesy wild rice soup. Fast cooking long grain or wild rice mix, 2% milk, condensed cream potato soup, Velveeta bacon strips. Ah, that looks pretty good. I could see us trying that. Pulled pork with pomegranate, egg drop soup. Looks like a night, I mean, I don't know about like necessarily like weeknight things, ravioli casserole, but things that you could put together quickly, but it still takes like, 30 minutes to make it. It's not like it's ready to eat in 5 minutes. Cheeseburger and fries casserole. Ground beef, golden mushroom soup, cheddar cheese soup, crinkle cut fries. Maybe. Chocolatey s'mores bars. Not bad. Hopefully it dries out pretty well. All right, so now I need to put everything back in here as I found it, or as much as possible, except for maybe leave the book out or put it back on top just so it can not be on the wet bottom. And then we'll move on to our loot crate just as soon as the little thing swirls around here. There we go. Now we're ready for our loot crate. So yeah, I don't know. This is either probably September or October. I don't know which. They don't mark them anymore, like with what month they are. So I have no idea. And honestly, I mean, their delivery is so sporadic that I really, even if I knew what month I got them, and that wouldn't necessarily be the month it's for. So good taste of home crate. Although I'm putting it all back, there's no tissue. They used to have tissue in the box, but that's probably good since the box is wet. And the second is, of course, no more TOH special delivery on the inside of the box, so maybe I should stop mentioning that because maybe that's not a thing anymore. And finally, there was a QR code on the side of the measuring spoons with what it said was, I believe, well, let's look at it. A how-to video. Also, 20% off, so if you want to save 20%, there you go. But a how-to video on measuring spoons. Now, maybe I'm just being judgy, but if you need a how-to video to use measuring spoons, perhaps the Taste of Home box in that cookbook is a little advanced for you. Maybe we should stick with how to fill a glass with water. All right, that's enough of me being snide, at least about that. Let's look at the loot crate and see if they can beat that rather respectable Taste of Home. And we have a generic box. Oh, I think I said in the last Loot Crate video that I was going to get together all of these Guardian of the Galaxy things so I could put them together in this video, and I didn't do it. Oh well. I mean, I suppose I still could put them together and tack it on to the end. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. I will say this is a little dinged up, but that could easily be from the fact it's been sitting around the house for 2 or 3 months. I guess we'll look at the shirt first because it's on top, even though we don't rate the shirt. The shirt is from Avatar: The Last Airbender, a show I never got into. It's a nice design, nice color. If it was a property I actually liked, I might actually wear it. But it isn't, and I'd be afraid if I wore it, people would think that would know things about the show and would try to talk to me about them, and talking to me is anxiety building enough. Never mind it being about something that I know nothing about. Put that aside. Nice shirt. Good. Maybe one of the thinner ones. Not like super thin, not like Hot Topic thin, but not one of the thicker shirts. I do like the thicker shirts. Next we have, I believe this is the last of the collect and builds. It says 4. Yeah, there's 4 on the back. So this gives us a whole set now. Well, I'm not going to go and grab the other ones, at least not at the time I'm recording this. Maybe before I release it I will. But we will take a look at Groot. Overall, I've been fairly impressed with these. Not only because they weren't like spread between this box and the Marvel box, but also because they actually haven't been horrible little things. They've been decent, and even on their own, as their own individual separate things, I thought they were pretty respectable. This one, I think Gamora also had parts needed to put together on her, but here's our Groot. Again, much like with Rocket and Gamora, it's more of the comic book version, I think, of Groot than the movie version. But that's pretty nice. It's got kind of a slightly soft vinyl plastic to it. There's a little bit of give on the headstocks there. Dig that face. That's a good sculpt. I am genuinely impressed with how not cheap these look. They don't feel super expensive or high quality, but on a shelf, I think they would look quite good. Overall, for all the crap that I give to Loot Crate, these have been, over the 4 months we've received them, uniformly impressive. That's probably going to be our #1 item for this crate. In the last few crates I've noticed, we only get like 2 or 3 items. They've been generally higher quality things, but there's just been less of them. That looks like a pretty high quality item, so I'm guessing well, obviously there's one more thing, we can see it, but maybe only one more thing aside from that. If there's like more clothing, nope, nothing else except for the pin. So there's only 2 things in this crate, so there's a best thing and a worst thing. I'm guessing maybe a throw blanket? It's a very small whatever it is. It's a mat. It is... I hope those... I wonder if you can... Maybe if you like fold it up, maybe those creases would come out, but I don't think it's wear. I think that's just the way the fur on them is laying. See, because I can kind of smooth that out a little bit and get rid of those horrible white creases. But it is... What is that? Defender? No, it's not Defender, is it? What is that? What game is that? Oh, it says on it, it's Galaga. There were so many games in that era that looked like this. Because, you know, the technology limited what you could do. Honestly, looking at this through the camera screen, I think this looks even worse on camera than it looks in real life. This looks bad. I'm not impressed with this at all. It looks cheap. Yeah, that's just, well. So yeah, fairly easy crate to rate. Best item, worst item. Does it beat Taste of Home? No. I don't even look at the pin to tell you this does not beat the Taste of Home crate. But look at the pin, I can see it's Jurassic Park, and it's actually Jurassic Park, not Jurassic World, so it's gonna be like retro. And our pin badge is, well, that's actually quite nice. The mosquito in amber. That reminds me, for some reason, this reminds me of the old, a little bit, and they're not even the same shape, so I don't know why it does, but it reminds me of the old Pokemon trading card league badges. I showed those, I think, in a video last year that I had a bunch from when I ran the Pokemon League at the KB Toy Store. It's, I mean, you know, it's got a cheap backing, but it's pretty nice looking. It's smooth. It feels a little raised. I was kind of hoping there would be like a layer of like resin or, you know, gloss on the top of it to give it more of a 3-dimensional look, but that's not bad. I like that as a pin. But yeah, overall, this is... I guess it's not fair to say I don't like the crate. I like 2 of the things in the crate. I am indifferent about one of the things, and I think one of the things are kind of crap. Maybe if I was going to actually put it out on the floor and like let it smooth out, but the printing on it looks kind of faint and kind of just low quality. This looks like something I would get at the flea market. Honestly, that is my impression of this item, is flea market quality blanket. Which, you know, it looks nice when they have it hung up on the booth at the flea market. Not so nice when you actually get it home. It's like, if the coloring was better, if you didn't have all those white hair, that I would, no, don't like that at all. But I do like Groot. I like Groot, I like the pin, don't really care about the shirt, and I think that's garbage. But yes, definitely this time, Taste of Home wins. Well, again, I think Loot Crate's only won once, right? Loot Crate can barely beat Loot Crate, never mind beat Taste of Home. But that's gonna wrap this up in a frankly less than impressive manner. I should have done this first and ended on the higher note, shouldn't I have? Oh well. I hope you found it at least interesting or entertaining. If you did, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram at Void of Intelligence. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.